Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss on Euclidean plane geometry. So what is Euclidean plane geometry? Okay. So it's nothing but the geometry that you have learned so far in your schools or even 11 or even class 11 and 12 standards. Okay. So though all those are plane geometry, most of them are based or derived by a mathematician Euclid in a very early, I think 2500 years back almost. So based on that, at a very latter stage, I mean in 19th century, we came across the situation where people started to realize that there is some geometry which is beyond the geometry of whatever Euclid has defined so far. So then the non-Euclidean geometry came into picture and further studies have happened. But those are part of graduation and sometimes those are not even part of graduation. Probably if you study mathematics or physics in master degree, you will be able to study those. So anyway, so don't get confused with the name. Okay. Now, as this is the first class on geometry for SSC CGL, I'm going to start with the very basic. So first thing is in geometry, what is a point? A point is something which has no length and no diameter. So this is a point. This is the definition of a point. Now, what is the line? What is the definition of a line? When a point moves with time, then it is a line. A point is there, now it is moving here, like a small ant. You put it in a ink pot and leave it on a whiteboard, and it would start working, and you will see a path is being drawn. A point is like that. A point, when it is in movement, so whatever path it takes, so that is a line. Okay. Now, what is next thing? What is straight line? When a point moves, okay, with time but do not change its direction, then it's a straight line. Like this is a straight line. It doesn't change the direction. Here it is keep on changing its direction. Okay. So this is a straight line. So what are the things we have learned? We have learned point which has no what do you call, no height and width. Okay. And what is the line? Line is a point which moves to a different position over time. Okay. And what is straight line? A point moves but it doesn't change its direction. Okay. Now coming to another important thing. So what is a plane? So Euclidean geometry, right? The entire concept of Euclidean geometry is based on plane. Okay. So whatever it is there, it always has something a plane. So what is a plane? Plane is a concept. Okay, I have this. Okay, let me draw it here. Okay, what a plane is? Plane means if there are 2 points, okay, then I can draw a straight line between them. This is one of the axioms of Euclidean geometry. We'll take you through that axioms in one class. Okay, so if there are 2 points, okay, any 2 points in this board, you take any 2 points, 1 point here and 1 point here. Definitely, you will be able to draw one straight line, only one straight line. Any 2 point you take 1 point here, you take 1 point, you will be able to take one line here. Okay. So, what is the definition of plane? Plane means if we take 2 points, okay, from a plane, and if you draw a straight line, then all the point of the straight line will lie on that plane. Okay. If all the points lie on that, then it's a plane. Otherwise, it's not a plane. Whether now this board is a plane or not, if I take any 2 points and draw it here, so will all the points not go through? Will all the points not be on the board? Yes, all the points. So that's why it's a plane. This board is a plane. This wall is a plane. Maybe may not be that smooth, but for now we can consider them as plane. So at least this board is very smooth, so we can definitely consider that as plane in geometry. Now let me take you through this one. Let's say I have a line here. Okay, there are a few lines if you can see, or even let me take a big line here. Okay. This is a big line. Okay. Now I made the plane like this. Try to understand. If I keep it like this, it's a straight line. All the points of it is put in here. Now, if I make it like this, all the points of the line are still on the plane. Okay, but is that line straight line? No, that is not a straight line. What is the straight line? Straight line is this point and this point. If I draw it, it would be something like similar to this pen. Okay, this will directly connect, and then all the points, okay, they will not be there on this plane. So that's why this is not a plane. You get me, right? Let's say you have something like this. So you draw 2 points over here. So this is a plane. Now you have a surface like this. Okay. Now you draw 2 points here. Okay. How will they go? They will not go this way. They will go this way, right? But if you straight it, if you make it like this, if it is a plane, then it will be a straight line. But let's say you squeeze it, then it will look something like this. Then, though it is not a plane because the point between these two, this is a line, this is not a straight line. The straight line is something like this, which will be under this particular page. You get me, right? Then that's why this particular folded thing is not a plane. Okay. Now you got the idea of plane. What a plane is. Okay. When 2 points are taken from a surface and I draw a straight line and I see that all the points on the line are actually lying on that plane, on that surface, then that surface is a plane. Okay. Now coming to next thing. Let's say there are two lines and they meet at some point. Let's say this is one segment of line, this is another segment of line. This is not the entire line, it's just a segment. Okay? A line can be drawn infinitely. So that is another axiom of Euclidean geometry. So when you draw this, right, we came across of a new concept called angle. You might be wondering why are we discussing all these. These are very basic things. I know these are basic things, but I want to take you through all these things so that you can have a very clear concept who has forgotten it or not in touch for a while. Okay? Not for all, maybe. Okay. So what an angle is? Angle is, let me think of this line. Okay. Instead of this one, let me think there is only one line. Okay. After some time, the entire line is moving, keeping one particular point fixed. Keeping one particular point fixed. Maybe it is moving like this. And now it reaches this point. So this movement, right? So this movement is called angular movement. Okay. And it forms an angle. You get me? It forms an angle. So what an angle is? This one. So these two lines when they cut, right, they also form angle, right? We can think of this line, maybe this line was there at some point on the same line. It was lying on the same line. Now it take a turn and it is in this position. So then it forms four angles actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe if I take the center as O, or sorry, their cross section as O, then I get four angles. Okay, and how angles are written? First, we start with any of the side. Okay, let's say, and this is the symbol of angle, and we write A, then the midpoint O, and then this point D. What is the other angles? B, O, B. Then it indicates this angle. What is the other angle? C, B, O, C. B, O, C. What is the other angle? C, O, D. C, O, sorry, A. This is A. So these are different angle it forms. Okay. So they are called angles. So there are different names also to angles. We will come to that. Okay. Now another important thing. We learned about this. Now another important thing. It is about the measurement of angle. So a very early stage, right? So now we have different measurement skill tools to measure, right? So with that we measure, but it was not there in the very beginning stage. So they came up with an idea. Let's say there is one straight line, okay, and another line falls on it in such a way that it is completely standing straight. Okay, it is standing straight, and the angles it creates on both the sides are same. Okay, let's say there is one line. If you stand like this, so this side and this side are not same, right? These two angles are not same. Or if you stand like this, so this angle and this angle are not same. Okay, we are not talking about this situation. There is only one situation where there is one line and there is another line which is standing, we call perpendicularly standing on that line. So when we can have one such line which is standing on a point of a line in a perpendicular position, then it forms two angles on both sides. Why I have given this side instead of this, I have given this, right? Why? Because that was the assumption that we call this particular angle one right angle. Okay, we are going to call it one right angle. So what is the then? This is one right angle, this is one right angle. So it means a straight line means it is two right angle. Two right angle. That was the initial idea. Okay, it was completely based on right angle. And if it is a full thing, full circle, we started at a point and came back to the same point. It was a, let's say it was a pen. It take this thing one right angle, this turn two right angle. It take this much turn three right angle, and it completely turn back to its original position. Then it's four right angle. Four right angle. So this is the initial understanding of angles. Okay. Now there are several different angles, and those angles we are going to learn in the next class. Let's meet in the next class.